Here with my friend Rachel, and what we're doing, you guys, is another installment of Martha Fix My Business. And so this is a one-on-one that you're watching. So in case you're like, what happens in one-on-ones? What actually goes on? And does she really work that quick? You're about to see. So Rachel, for everybody to understand what you do so they can really kind of sink in and understand what's going on, tell us about your business and then also follow up with what is the thing that you're really wanting to fix right now?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So for my business, it's Akashic Angels. And what I do is I work with individuals and trying to help them empower themselves. And basically, my biggest thing is simplifying the path to true healing and reclaiming your power. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. So my biggest pain point probably right now is that I do a lot of one-on-ones, and I'm really looking to move to more of a group. And to say what you said earlier and that you move quickly, I did do a call with you many months ago. I got my Facebook group up and started. It's banging and I love it. And, now I'm just, what's next? What's next?
Boom. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love whenever I have one-on-ones with people and then like they do what I say and then like the stuff works, right? Like it works so great.
I have almost 700 members in my group now, and I love it. And it's a very high energy group, and I have soulmate clients and people that I work with, and people reach out and book sessions, and now I'm like, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Yes. So you want to move over into more of like the group coaching that, it's going away from one-on-ones. One-on-ones are always, and I talk about this with people in the beginning, one-on-ones aren't a bad place to start because you're doing a lot of research and development along the way.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
kind of, you're really finding out a whole lot. So from the one-on-ones that you've had and the research and development or R&D that you've been doing with them, what are you really seeing as the main thing that everybody's wanting?
Everybody wants clarity. Everybody wants clarity. Everybody wants, what's my purpose? What is it that I'm doing right now? And how can I get clear? And how can I move forward? A lot of people that I work with have limiting beliefs with, they don't want to be seen. They have a fear of success. They have a fear of moving forward. So when I bring in your team and your guide and your angels and everyone else, I also bring in a practical, explanation to, okay, well, now you got to do this. And here are some steps to do it. And then we dig in and then we move forward. So I like to have a journey with my clients, but I would love to have a journey with like a container of women that we all have this dynamic experience.
Absolutely. And so that's where I was actually going with this is it sounds like, because to move over into group coaching where it's just like, okay, weekly we're going to meet is one thing, but the value really isn't there for them. The value is going to be there on creating that signature journey for them.
Yes.
And then working through it. Okay, so this week we're working on this, or even this month. We're focusing on this month we're focusing on this, so then they can see the path ahead of them. And I really like 12-month paths. I think that's really like, it's okay, cool. Yeah. So have you already started putting together sort of like this signature program, so to speak, or the signature journey? Okay,
I have.
Awesome.
All about reclaiming your power and how to step fully back into your path while working with your past, your present, and your future. So digging into the past where things may have gotten you stuck, but also like going into, because I'm a spiritual thought leader and I'm a spiritual healer, I'm going to go into past lives. I'm going to go into inner child work. I'm going to go into previous traumas and then get into the present. What's currently going on in your day-to-day that you may be blocked or you may be, resistant. I don't believe in blocks. I believe that we just have challenges that we need to overcome. Okay. And then get you to your future where you can manifest everything that you desire. Like, I'm a firm believer, like I know you were put in my path to help me elevate, to get my message out to a broader, international audience. So I'm a firm believer in, we need to get our mentors in place, get our teaching in place, and get our healings in place. And healing is not hard. We overcomplicate healing. Healing's easy.
So getting back to like the pain point, where are you experiencing the pain point of moving from one-on-one to this sort of group journey? Because it sounds like you kind of have it put together.
I do. I think it's just a matter for me is just getting it out there. So
Okay.
I have it like written down, and then I'm like, well, is this too much? Do I need to scale this back? Am I giving you the whole entire enchilada and I'm going to be like, I'm good because it's too much,
Uh-huh.
Or do I launch something maybe smaller and then go into like a more signature program?
Yeah. So, well, it sounds like, I mean, the smaller thing that you have would be one-on-ones, and the signature, I mean, what you're already doing in the lead group would be technically the smaller thing.
Absolutely.
You would also want to be able to, have some sort of like $37 something just to signify who's, so signify who's actually going to ante up and commit whenever it comes to dollars versus commitment, right? So like I have my own thing for Changemakers Den. It's $1 first month. Yeah. So it's like $1 first month and $37 a month after that, which is nothing, right?
No, it's so worth it.
Yeah, well, and people are like, oh my gosh, why is it so cheap? And really, at the end of the day, the only reason it costs anything at all is because I need skin in the game. So that's the only reason I'm even charging for it. So that's why it's like, we're making sure that we're grouping our people that are serious. And so Changemakers Den people are serious. And so like it doesn't matter how much they pay, it's that I know that they're serious. Right. And so that's the same for you, is really to be able to group those people that are serious. And so that can be with a one-off, low dollar payment thing, or it can be with a low dollar membership. Now, what I would say in the low dollar membership, whenever, I was just starting out, I don't know that I would have done it then, because I have a whole team that supports this. So I would hate for somebody who is not just starting out, but in the beginning phases of really starting to scale. It could be a stopper. It could be something that paralyzes you, because the amount of attention that needs to be paid for billing and all of these other things they could get in the way of your growth. You know what I'm saying? So I would even maybe wait a little while to add something like that in. That's why it took me a little while to add it in, really. And so, yeah, that's just a low dollar thing. But so far as getting it out there, like the journey, what I would do is I would talk in my, excuse me, the first thing that I would do is the people that have already come to you as one-on-ones, make sure you have testimonials from them. And then you share them into the group at least once a week, right? And then what I would do is I would let them know first. So it's almost like a whisper campaign. It's almost like, hey guys, here's this thing coming. I'm not telling anybody else about it yet. Like, this is just letting you guys know. I'm gonna let you guys in on it if you want to be in on it. So I would set a price for my beta people, my very first people to come in, so you can bring them in. It sounds like you're already starting to create content. And in this type of signature journey stuff, my paper isn't there, but for this type of signature journey stuff, it really can be, and what I'll call drip content, it really can be, made as you go. And so it's really customized for the individuals that are in there. And so that, the first month you can let them know topically, first month we talk about this, and then we'll talk about this, and da-da-da. So they, those personality types are going to be like, okay, I have my information. But whenever you get into it, you can actually deliver the content either live or as you go, and then have group coaching supporting it. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I was originally thinking about doing a membership program specifically for spiritual entrepreneurs, kind of like, all right, I'm going to give you one action item and I'm going to give you one healing per month. And this is going to get you out there and get you visible. But I'm kind of liking this 12-month container and then building it as we go. And then it can be on evergreen, and it's going to be like always a program that I'm tapping into.
There it is. That's exactly it. And honestly, the other thing that you were talking about, the action item and the healing, those exist all over the place. So that is red ocean all day long.
It's a saturated market.
There it is. So blue ocean is going to be the, okay, now let's do this thing. Because that's what they really want. They want somebody's hand. Right? Like, give me your hand and let's go do this thing. That's what people want. So, So yeah, that would be the easiest thing to do is to get those one-on-one people, get them in there, get them starting to talk about it into your lead group. So there's like now this question mark of what are they talking about? What's going on? And then all of a sudden, boom, here's this thing. I've had it open for a little while. I had some beta users in it. Here's their experience so far. Now let's ride. And then you go ahead and open it up. That would be like the best launch method in my opinion.
Okay. I love it.
Boom. Well, shoot, this was easy.
Boom. Done.
All right then. Any questions at all?
No, I think for me, honestly, where I get held up is tech. So, and I'm just trying to learn tech, but I know that you have a VA agency, and I'm sure that I could probably hire people that can do that. Seriously. So that's part of my dream team list, and I can get to my sidebar list because, you know, I'm also a registered nurse who runs a doctor's office as my main gig right now.
Right.
So I'm busy. So I know that I need to delegate.
Yeah. Well, and you guys like, and I know that you know this, Rachel, but you guys like, if you just heard VA agency and immediately like struck that off of your list, like you wouldn't be able to do it because you think it would cost too much. We don't cost very much at all. The reason we have the agency is to make sure that you guys can do the things. That's precisely it.
Right. Yeah. Which is what I respect and love so much about you is that your mission is, what is it? 1,000 millionaire families within a certain time frame.
By 2026.
I want to be one of those family members. I'm claiming I'm going to be one of those family members.
Plant the flag.
The flag is planted. I am going to be doing it. And I go back to your trainings. I get shiny thing syndrome. So, and then I'm like, no, Rachel, get back to center, go back to basics, get back to Martha's training. Let's go. So what did I do? I watched your, cause I'm an HBR. I watched your training on hiring a VA. Well, guess what? I hired a VA, you know? So, and then I vetted them because you're like, make sure you vet them.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Yes. Boom. Awesome. Well, and then you got into Changemaker's Den. I mean, we're just going to do the darn thing.
Yes. I was listening to the Mini Me module before I got on this call. I'm like, gotta take my notes.
Oh man, you are like a girl after my own heart. I was just doing some R&D, some research before I came on too. Had my little notes on the Peloton. I was in the stand-up position on the Peloton. You know how you're out of the saddle and you're standing up and pedaling? Had my notebook like this in my arm with my pen standing up and pedaling. Nice. That's life over here. So
because you're moving the energy and you're getting inspired, divine, aligned action.
There it is. There it is. Oh man. Rachel, you have the best day. Everybody else, you have an awesome day too. We will see you later. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much.